Yeah,
And do you guys all have volume on your mics?
I do.
Testing, 1, 2. Yep, it's green.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm going to turn the other lights on, but like I said, it is recording and we'll wait till 7.
Okay.
And then what did you want me to do? Were we doing any electronic plans or?
No, that way we can see Pearl. She can join us. And they have the plans hard copy as well as electronic. And they have the big plans here.
Surprise, surprise.
I'm getting a little bit surprised.
Huh?
I think it keeps on giving.
Oh yeah.
And then we're going to do a volume test with Pearl. Can she hear okay?
Miss Carter Bush, can you hear okay?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Loud and clear.
Great.
Okay. Got that there.
Now, Pearl, no eating snacks during this time. You got to bring everybody something if you start eating. She can hear me.
Street sweeping on VDOT.
You put in, I put in the request. No guarantee it's going to get done anytime soon. They, they're not doing very much sweeping at all this time of the year. I talked to the guy who replaced me and asked him to, I've sent him an email as a matter of fact. And he said that he'd get it to the superintendent. The sweeper they have was being used over in the Dumfries area. So when they get through with it in that area, it comes to the Manassas area headquarters. So we get through, I want to give you an email address and send him an email and ask him if, you know, if it's been scheduled or if it's going to be scheduled.
You all right, Emily?
So. He's all choked up.
You got that water, just taste it.
All
Is there
right.
any that you should in it, or do you want to start?
I want to start on time. He can join us when he gets here.
That sounds good.
Ready?
Yep, floor is yours.
All right, good evening. I would like to call to order the regularly scheduled meeting for the Haymarket Planning Commission for Monday, June 15th, 2020. Roll call, please.
Shannon,
Here.
Cottle,
Here.
Ralph, Carter Bush,
Here.
and Polari has effectively resigned due to a new stationing for his military duty.
Okay.
PCS to Korea.
All right, if we could all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for a moment of silence, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, moment of silence, please. All right, thank you. You may be seated. All right, first item is citizens' time. If any citizen would like to address the Planning Commission, please step forward to the mic, give us your name and address, and we would love to hear from you. All right, seeing none, we will close citizens' time. Next up is minute approval. So we have the work session, regular meeting, and work session. So let's do one at a time. Let's look at the work session, January 21, 2020.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, I recommend we approve the minute for the Planning Commission work session, January 21st, 2020.
All right. This is Carter Bush. You want to second that?
A second.
All right. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All
Aye.
opposed? All right, carries. All right, next up, regular meeting, January 21, 2020.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend we approve the minutes for the regular meeting from January 21st, 2020.
Thank you, sir. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, any discussion? All right, all in favor, say aye.
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 All right, I didn't hear any opposition. All right, next up, work session for February 18th, and obviously it's been a while, 2020.
I request that we approve the Planning Commission work session meeting from February 18th, 2020.
All right, thank you, sir. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Any discussion? All right, all in favor, say aye.
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 All right, again, I did not hear any opposition. So item number 6, agenda items, 1 mile review discussion. So ma'am, you're up.
Thank you. Good to be back having another planning commission meeting. It's been a bit. So tonight we have on here the 1 mile review discussion. This is an application that we did previously look at several months back when we were still meeting. And it is for the center at Haymarket down on Route 55 and Antioch Road. If you recall, this is an application for a rezoning with a plan to put in 2 proposed hotels, 100+ rooms, as well as a small office building, which would be 1 story, 3,000 square feet, and a proposed restaurant at roughly 7,600 square feet. If you're not familiar with the area, there is an existing utility tower down there. This would be right along that corner of the property and right across from the now current Del Webb community. So tonight our goal is to work through this and develop several comments for myself and Chris to write up and take to Prince William County. This is part of our due diligence in the 1 mile review process when there's rezonings that are outside of the town boundaries. However, the town may have an interest in providing comments. Some of the comments to start us off. Is everybody able to look at the site plan okay? If anybody in the public wants to look at it, we can make it available here on this folding table. For those watching online or Ms. Carter Bush, we are on the very last page of the agenda packet. So some of the concerns we already had as staff was the traffic, the increased traffic through 15 and 55. The traffic analysis that was provided with the original submission to the town, this is back in the late winter, early spring months, was not an adequate traffic analysis. It did not project properly what we expect to have with all of our upcoming developments. Also, it didn't seem to accurately depict what was currently ongoing in that intersection. As you come further down 55 and you're approaching onto the proposed development, we're looking at the turn lanes, the turn-ins, the entries, the exits, the maneuvers of right and left turns all seem inadequate for the volume of traffic you would have at this site, let alone this small intersection here. If some of you are familiar with the road, Antioch can be quite congested in the morning or the evening with commuter traffic and people coming across 66 that way. As well, there is no interparcel connection, and the reason we see issue with this is if you're driving up on 55 headed west to the hotel, if you see the first hotel, many drivers would quickly assume, oh, turn in here, turn right at the first entryway, it'll get me to, wherever I need to go on this site. That is not the case. There is one entry point for that very first section, the restaurant and the hotel. So all traffic would be shuffled in right through that one entryway. So if you miscalculate your turn, or you think that you can turn in there to get to the second hotel, you would be mistaken. So with that, there was some concern with the amount of traffic that would end up in the site and not be able to cross over. If you're looking at the next entryway, you'll see that there is a median in the road, so you can make a right-hand turn in and you can make a right-hand turn out only. We have some concern with this entry point as well, just the ease of use as well as the confusion for some drivers. And then again, you're approaching up, you can turn and make a right-hand turn onto Antioch Road and enter the site there from the, I would almost call it the back, if you will. Some concerns with that, if you're leaving your second hotel, which is closer to Antioch and 15, you have to go through entrance C. Does everybody see where that is?
Mm-hmm.
Good, okay. If you make a left there and you're coming out at a morning hour after you've checked out and you're headed back to the airport, your business is done here in the town, it's very likely that you would become in line with several other commuters who are coming in. There is a very, very small distance from the intersection to that entry point there and exit point. So we have some concerns of additional congestion in that area and issues with traffic flow. I'll stop there for a minute so I can get your thoughts and opinions.
Has this particular plan, I assume it was ran through VDOT?
This is open to all the agencies for review it right now.
But it's not run through VDOT.
It's not been approved,
I don't
it's
think
not
they're gonna approve
been,
that entrance C. I really don't, but, I mean, it'll be looked at. So anyone coming out of the second hotel, the one closest to Antioch, that come out in front, they gotta go down and do a U-turn.
correct. And I don't know that that would be a VDOT approved U-turn area. Highly doubt it from what I've seen reviewed and approved by VDOT. Because at that point, you have two-lane traffic coming. There is no light. There is only a stop on Antioch Road. It wouldn't be a safe
Yeah, they'll
maneuver.
have a TE folks and traffic engineer look. I don't think it'll get approved, but.
Because they don't even, yeah, they don't even have a designated left turn lane to make a U-turn, so that could potentially further back up. Another concern that we had in regards to traffic, facilities like this and uses like this require a certain level of deliveries, laundry pickup for hotels, you know, certain loading zones, and this would be a very, very tight project to fit any true adequate loading zones and turnarounds for those larger trailers and trucks. They have provided them, however, when we started looking at it, just with the way it's laid out and the lack of an interparcel connection, we had several concerns of this being functional.
All right, ma'am, you have any feedback?
Can she hear?
Can she hear?
You might have to ask her.
Nothing for me.
Yep. She said nothing from her.
I have a couple things. I mean, I agree, just looking at the traffic flow, to have a hotel with 100 rooms, or really any rooms for that matter, that you can only make a right when you know at some point they're going to access 66, most people. They're certainly not going to drive up to the plains and go that route. So I think the traffic flow, plus how close is this entrance A to like Walmart and that new early learning school they just built there? It's got to be pretty close. doesn't show on here, but
It's relatively close, I could get the exact distance for
what
you.
I'm saying, it's fairly close. And I guess a bigger question, 30,000-foot question, what is coming in the long-range county plans that's going to necessitate 2 hotels of 100 rooms, especially when we have a hotel coming in the middle of town? I wonder what's going to support 3 hotels within a mile radius. I think that's a pertinent question, especially since there's a lot of data centers back there. The, 55-plus communities being built. So most single-family homes don't require 2 big hotels right next to them. So I'd be curious to what's necessitating this. They have to have something in mind.
I think so. Have we heard anything else? Any other plans? I mean, are they still building a Home Depot down there? Of course, that doesn't have anything to do with, really with the hotels.
Right.
All I could say, and Emily could back me up on, I know that when Jiffy Lube Live is in full swing, that the hotels in the area are at basically no vacancy for a pretty significant distance.
Right.
And this is relatively close to Jiffy Lube Live, so it may be a little bit larger footprint than you're necessarily thinking.
Right.
But then you also have all the homes across the railroad tracks that are being developed as well. And I mean, just for example, when I went down to visit family, I don't stay at my parents' house, I stay in a hotel. So that may be something, I know not everybody does it, but
I also think, not trying to, say that this is or isn't what is the reason behind it, but the winery industry out here and then the wedding venue industry, it's not a year-round thing, but I think that also draws some use, but I think this particular site is more geared towards a business professional use. So if that means additional buildings down here, right past the intersection there on the left, that is open for, I think, a discussion point with the county.
Yeah, I just think it's worth asking the simple question, what do you anticipate is going to support these hotels? Because Jiffy Lube Live is seasonal. Basically, they end in October, and they usually don't crank till April, May. So that's a significant amount of time where they're not in operation. Most wineries aren't necessarily in operation there either. So I just think it's worth asking. But I think the traffic flow, honestly, is a pretty poor plan when you have a one-way turnout. And I think no interconnection. I mean, somebody on Google Maps invariably is probably going to be 50-50 going to the wrong hotel. And now you got a mess. That's about what I see.
Yeah, I too would be interested to see the traffic plan once they get the proper approvals. I don't think this is going to get approved, but, it's their initial submission and everything. We'll see what they approve.
Chairman, any more comments or questions?
No, ma'am, unless Mrs. Carter Bush, you have any additional comments?
I can hardly hear the conversation.
I guess we need to talk. Can you hear better this way?
I can hear you, but I can hardly hear Emily speaking.
Can you hear me?
Someone else was speaking, I didn't understand a word.
What I was saying, do you have any additional comments other than what Mr. Shannon and myself have suggested?
No, I don't.
Okay,
I don't.
thank you.
Okay, I will take these comments. Chris and I will develop our response letter and we will send it over to the county. I'll keep everyone posted. Right now, they do not have a scheduled meeting as of last week when I emailed them requesting more information. So as soon as I hear more, I'll let everybody know, and I will most likely be attending the meeting to provide the comments as well.
All right, thank you.
Has, and I realize it's not till 1 July, but has the 4 new councilmen and council lady and the new mayor, have they seen this?
Several of them have, yes. I will make a point, though, to go ahead and send them all the new materials, everything that's here in the packet tonight, and ask if they have any further questions or concerns that they would like to pass along.
Okay.
It's a good point, because it will come up in probably July timeframe
Sure.
down there.
Okay.
Thank you for asking that.
All right, let's move on to new business, QBE 14600 Washington Street SUP application.
Yes, this is a information
Hey,
only.
Em, you might want to speak closer to the mic, because Ms. Pearl's having trouble hearing you.
Turn the computer just a hair this way. This is an information-only item tonight. It is for your awareness that an SUP application is upcoming for this property. I will provide all of the information online. You can find it under public notices right on our home page on the right-hand side. It'll say public notices. If you click on that, there will be a gray button. It will be labeled SUP and have all the information that will include the GDP, the SUP application, the narrative, the proffer amendment, everything that was submitted by the applicant. At this time, I have requested additional information, and I feel that the application is incomplete until some of this information is provided. So I am working with the applicant. We do have another meeting scheduled for tomorrow morning to clarify a couple more items. So as things come up, I will keep everyone in the loop and notified. Check your email if you guys can. And if you have any questions, once you view all the information, give me a call, send me an email. We can schedule a meeting and talk about everything.
Okay.
And same goes for the public, for those listening. If anybody views the information, or if you guys have neighbors, friends who reach out, feel free to send them my way. I'm happy to answer any questions about it.
All right, thank you. All right, old business.
I have no old business for right now. I know that we put the comprehensive plan update on hold due to COVID. We were trying not to meet and respect boundaries and distancing to keep everybody healthy and safe. So we will start this back up probably come July with our new council. I'll ask for a directive from the new council and how they would like us to proceed with the comp plan update. So hopefully everybody's ready for that. So that's all I have for old business.
The latest on the Ms. Pordu's house there?
She has until Wednesday to produce updates and to clean up the property and secure it. And effective Wednesday at 4:30, if it is not adequately addressed, she will be receiving a notice of violation, and we will go from there.
Thank you.
One other update, sorry. Van Meter is planning to submit end of June, early July, their site plan for review. So that will be coming up. That was the SUP that we heard for the 38 residential townhomes further down the street at 14850 and 60, I believe,
Okay.
Washington Street.
And that's with the Early Learning Center too, right?
That is correct. And what they plan to do with the Early Learning Center is they plan to do a boundary line adjustment and parcel that one out and then sell it to the school. But the school will submit their site plan at the same time and run them together so that they can get that approval.
And you said that would be when?
That would be end of June, early July. Van Meter will be doing all the site work for them. They're preparing the site and then selling it to them. But they do plan to submit all their documents there together. I don't suspect that Planning Commission will receive it until at least August timeframe. That's just following staff's review period and comment period with the applicant first.
Okay.
Now
All right.
that is all I have for old business.
All right, thanks. We have an ARB update.
For ARB, we've had several meetings during COVID. We've been addressing several COAs that had their time limits on it for review. Typical applications, couple patios, things of that nature, signs for commercial businesses. They are looking at having a meeting on Wednesday, their regular meeting, to do their bylaws updates as well as 2 COAs for residential properties.
All right. Sir, town council update.
We've had numerous meetings, obviously, since we last met, all of which, as you may or may not know, we all waived our pay. We have not received any funding the last couple of months for all the meetings we have. We took care of some resolutions, some budget amendments and things, and that was pretty much, this last meeting was real quick. So the only other thing we did is we approved a new title for Chris to be the town manager. And we have the contract there they're finalizing and is going to get, will come before Chris and we'll sit down, and I think the contract's pretty much, we discussed it the other night, and I think that's going to be finalized here shortly.
Okay.
That was pretty much it.
All right. Anything else we're missing?
No, I think the only thing I would say is just a friendly reminder that we do have a couple open positions for Planning Commission and the ARB. So just if you know any neighbors, friends in the community who would like to apply, send them our way and we'll help them out.
I was going to mention that, so thank you for doing that. So,
Have we got any letters yet?
No,
There's been
sir.
several people talk to us, but I didn't know.
No, sir, we
Okay.
have not received any yet.
Okay, thank you.
all right. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Ms. Pearl, would you like to make the motion to adjourn?
Yes. I make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
And I will second it.
I heard you loud and clear on that one, so thank you. All right, all in favor of adjourning, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? All right, thank you, appreciate Ms.
Okay.
Ma'am, you being here, and Mr. Shannon, and we do have a meeting on the 29th, join a public hearing with the town council, correct?
That is correct.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Good night.
Night.
Night. I like these meetings.